Okay, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's Spotlight series. My name is Marilyn Lau, and I'm with the USC Viterbi School of Engineering Admission and Student Engagement team. So it is my pleasure to welcome you to today's session of our Spotlight series, where we will be highlighting our graduate degrees in biomedical engineering. So I'm joined today by our academic advisors, Daisy Perez and William Yang, and we do have some faculty members who will be joining us as well. So currently with us, we do have Dr. Jerry Loeb, and we do have some additional faculty members who will be joining us shortly. So some quick facts, we will be following up after this Spotlight series presentation, so you will receive a copy of the slides. And for those of you who are joining the live session, there's a lot of information. So it does take us around 1 to 2 days to follow up via email. And for those of you who are watching the webinar at a later time, please do note that the content that we will be going through is as of today, November 18th, 2024. We always recommend for you to visit our website for the most updated information. And in terms of asking questions, we do highly encourage you to ask any questions that you do have by typing it in the Q&A box. And we will also leave some time at the end of the session for a Q&A, and whether the questions are, for the faculty, for the academic advisors, or for me, in terms of the application process, we will be able to answer those questions for you. So today's program, I will be highlighting and giving you all a bit of information about the University of Southern California for those of you who are not familiar with our academic institution. And then I'll talk about Viterbi School of Engineering and then our biomedical engineering. So our academic advisors, will be kind of taking us through the different master's programs that are offered within biomedical engineering department, and then the application criteria as well. And then I'll go ahead and take you all through our online delivery method, Dan at Viterbi. And then we'll talk about, some tuition and funding that is available. And then we'll go ahead and wrap it up with the Q&A. So this slide here is just an image of our campus. So for those of you who are not familiar with how our campus looks, here's just some beautiful photos of our campus and as well as our football team. We are located in Los Angeles, around a 20-minute drive from downtown LA. So the University of Southern California, we are the oldest private university in the Western United States. We were founded back in 1880, and we have over 47,000 students and over 4,700 full-time faculty members. So, this number doesn't include our adjunct faculty members, who are, primarily, part-time faculty who work full-time in the industry. And so they're really able to, bring in, the expertise of what's happening within the industry into the classroom to teach our students. Again, we're located in Los Angeles and our student population is extremely diverse. Oh, okay. Can we go ahead and just do a quick check just to make sure that everyone can hear me okay? Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you. So a little bit about Viterbi School at a glance. So we are made up of 8 academic departments, with biomedical engineering being one of the academic departments. We have over 213 tenure-track faculty, 16 full-time, 34 total TTNE members, and over 100 National Science Foundation Career National Presidential Young Investigators. And in terms of research, so Viterbi School, we're really proud to say that we are a leader in funded research. We have over 35 research centers and more than $177 million are invested in research expenditures on an annual basis. So our faculty members, alongside the support of the doctoral students, really do spend a lot of time, conducting the research, and the research is then, published and incorporated back into the academic curriculum for our graduate students. And as of fall 2023, we do have over 6,800 graduate students, which are made up of our master's students, so both on-campus and online Dan at Viterbi students, graduate certificate students, as well as doctoral students. So as I mentioned, Victory School is a leader in funded research. We're consistently, doing research. We have a really highly interdisciplinary research environment, diverse research areas ranging from robotics, software engineering, vision sciences. Again, over 35 research centers, primarily most of them are located around the southern LA area. And as well as, we do have industrial partnerships and collaborations as well. So our students do have the opportunity to conduct research and partnerships with industry professionals. Okay, so I do want to, introduce the academic advisors for the Biomedical Engineering Department. So we do have welcome Daisy Perez, who is the Assistant Director of Graduate Advising and Student Engagement. And we also have with us today William Yang, who is the Associate Director of Graduate Affairs. Okay, so I'll hand it over to you both, William and Daisy, to kind of take us through the next couple of slides.
All right, thank you everyone. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you're located around the world. We are so excited that you can join us today. Quick fun facts about our department is that our department was founded in 1976, but a more fun fact is that it started as a concentration at the electrical engineering department back in the 60s. Because it grew in popularity, it just became its own branch and became its own entity in the 70s. We currently have about 25 core faculty members in our department, but recent hires Dr. Vasilios Christopoulos from the University of Minnesota, who works on neuromodulation, neuroengineering, very fun, unique research, and also Dr. Yao Hang Yang, who comes from WashU, Washington University in St. Louis, who kind of works on also fun things where he kind of, in simple terms, freezes the brain. So in the future, hopefully we can transport humans to space. A lot of great fun research around here. We have about 50, a little bit more than 50 affiliated joint appointment faculty members from other departments such as electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, stem cell, Keck School of Medicine, Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, and the list goes on and on and on. We have a total of 12 members, including myself and Daisy. In terms of the student body numbers, undergraduate students, we have about 250 students, 135 master's students, and 129 PhD students. Okay, next slide. Okay, so in the 1970s, we started out our own department, which is for faculty members. And about a few years or 20 years later, actually, 9 faculty, and then now we are going to 25, and we're still hiring more faculty as our department is continuously growing over time. Again, as I mentioned earlier, Dr. Christopoulos recently joined in our department in July 2024, and Dr. Yao Hang Yang will be joining us actually in January of 2025. A lot of new research, we're branching out, we're exploring different specializations, so it gives us our students more opportunities to really showcase their talents and to really explore what research is all about and what their forte is. So our department is growing in visibility and as well the diversity of our people and research. Okay. As you can see in the screen, this is the different specialization that we do in terms of research that our faculty are conducted. First is biosignals and system. Dr. David DiArgenio, Dr. Ku, who is here today, Dr. Mar Morales, who is also, oh, he's not here today, and Dr. Stan Yamashiro. In terms of neuroengineering, we have our now faculty member, Dr. Ted Berger, Malvin Lamal, Dr. Mark Humayan, Dr. Mel, Dr. Terry Sanger, who used to be here but now works at a different university, Dr. Dong Song, and the list goes on, and also other faculty member will be added to the list throughout the next few months. In medical devices and imaging, we have Dr. Brent Liu, who is here with us today. Also, Dr. John Michelle Merrick, Dr. Alice Mang, Dr. Jessie Yen. Again, the list goes on and on. This is just a few faculty members that we're listing. Again, the list keeps growing and growing. We want to list everyone. We want students to be more interactive. Just come reach out to us, contact us for more information, and we'd be more than happy to really go over the full list and to give you a better insight, maybe hopefully connect you with current students and as well these faculty members to have a conversation about your research of interest. What can we do for you? And these are the resources that we have. And lastly, cellular molecular bioengineering or tissue engineering, where Dr. Eunji Chung, Dr. Stacey Fenley, Scott Fraser, and Dr. Megan McCain. And again, the list goes on and on. As you can see, there's a variety of different types of research to gear towards different students' interests, maybe potential collaborations. And we are always open to listen to your thoughts, to your ideas, and see what can we come up with to push you forward. Again, we're here to help students move forward in their dreams to achieve their goals. Okay, next slide. So some quick other noteworthy events that has taken place in our department. So we have more instructional lab space now being renovated. Up on our third floor, there's a lot more up-to-date, state-of-the-art technology for our students. I know some universities are older, some are newer. Everyone has their own equipment and supplies, and we decide to, we try to renovate and keep everything up to date so our students are exposed to all the updated equipment to be part of the trend. As engineering evolves over time and it evolves pretty quickly. So we try to evolve ourselves as much as possible as we are here. I'm not gonna go through the list. I feel like it's all written there as well. And we have many technicians that have been hired, seeing well-trained, talented technician to really help become another resource to help students learn and facilitate critical thinking, critical analysis in terms of research and developing into maybe future patents and being a future research scientist. There's just so much that takes place around at USC. Just you have to be open-minded to explore these avenues, to explore these resources. Sometimes a lot of students come in with one mindset, and this is what I'm going to be. But we kind of change that and help students grow personally and professionally and see things not just through their own lens, but also at different lenses. Maybe that will spark even more interest of doing research or maybe elevate yourself to become a better you. Okay, next slide. Again, I'm not going to go through the entire list, but some of the things I like to mention is that some of the faculty are very highly talented here, and they're highly accomplished. For example, Dr. Mamorellis received a 5-year, $10 million NIH grant on modeling basic diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease. Dr. Eunji Chung, received an IEE Nanomedicine New Innovator Award. She's known for her nanomedicine drug delivery research. Dr. Alice Mang, Dr. Dong Song also received many great awards. And recently, I guess is the thing that we're all proud of, is that we received a naming gift of $35 million back in 2023. So we're not just called the Department of Biomedical Engineering. We're actually now known as Alfred E. Mann Department of Biomedical Engineering at the Viterbi School of Engineering. So we're pretty proud, and because of this research, because a lot of board members believe in our goals, believe in our dreams, our angle and our direction, how we're going to grow our department. So we are trying our best to listen to our students. What is missing? What do we need? What do you need? How can we bridge those knowledge gaps? What do we need to help make you more successful? Again, we're here about student success and not just only that, and student experience. Okay, and now I'm going to pass this portion over to my colleague, Daisy.
Thank you, William. Hi, everyone. So our department offers 4 different degree programs. We have the MS in Biomedical Engineering, MS in Biomedical Data Analytics, MS in Medical Imaging and Imaging Informatics, and MS in Medical Device and Diagnostic Engineering. So as you can see, 2 of those have that little computer icon next to them. Those 2, the Biomedical Engineering and Medical Imaging and Imaging Informatics, those are the 2 degrees that are offered on DEN. The other 2 are only offered on campus. So if you are planning to be a DEN student, you would want to look into those particular degrees. All right, so the first one I'll go over is the MS in Biomedical Engineering. This one is more of our general degree. We usually suggest if you don't come from a biomedical engineering program, this might be something that interests you, just so you can get an overall sense of what biomedical engineering is. If you do come from from an undergrad biomedical engineering major, then you may want to focus on one of the other more specialized degrees, but this one is also good if you're still not sure what exactly you want to focus on. So you get to kind of explore a little bit more. As you'll see, all of our programs require 28 units. This one has 5 required courses, and then the rest would be just technical electives that you can take. Technical electives come from the BME department. Some students take technical electives from outside departments within Viterbi. We have students who take technical electives in the School of Pharmacy if they want to do more of like quality and or sometimes they want to do more business. Maybe they're trying to be entrepreneurs and they'll take business courses. So as long as they're approved by us, we can see what we can do for you so that you can take the courses that you're interested in. So this is a general MS in Biomedical Engineering. And then next we have the Medical Imaging and Imaging Informatics degree. Professor Brent Liu is actually here to speak on this program. So I'll invite him to join us to speak on this degree. Oh, I think he's may have some tech issues.
Hey, Dr. Lee.
Can you guys hear
Yes.
me?
Okay, we hear you now. Okay.
Great. So I'm used to Zoom, and this is like a fastball or curveball, so to speak, with using WebEx. So hopefully everybody's okay. I apologize for that slight delay. So welcome everyone. Just wanted to give a couple of thoughts on this master's program. And the key obviously is, as you're searching for a graduate student, what are the distinguishing differentiations between the different programs? And so the best way I can just help people to understand where the content and the focus is in this program is really on the two-dimensional signal of the medical image. And as you notice, the required courses basically give you a background on what is a medical image from a signals and systems perspective, from an actual engineering perspective in terms of the different imaging systems that are used to acquire images within the hospital environment, and then what to do with those image data afterwards with regards to post-processing. This is where we get into the fancy terms of decision support, computer-aided diagnosis, deep learning. And then the key here and the focus is to see how these tools work within a clinical environment. And that's the main focus, is that we can see the research and see what's out there, but let's see what the reality is in a real clinical hospital environment, what's actually being used and what's actually going to be used. So students who finish this program are pretty much prepared to work in a hospital environment, whether it be in the IT division, focus specifically on supporting clinical systems, such as the picture archiving communication systems, which is the de facto system to handle medical images. It's basically the system that all radiologists read today. They read off computers, they don't read off of film anymore. And so you'll have the proper background in BME 527 to truly understand what the system is comprised of and how it's being used in a hospital environment. In addition to that, there are some technical courses or electives, so to speak, that you can pick from to further your understanding of how to take medical imaging data and utilize it for whatever applications that are needed. So that's kind of, and there's different thrusts, as you see. You can look at how data is protected and secured within a hospital environment. You can look at which I think a lot of folks are interested in, machine learning. I hesitate to say artificial intelligence because really it's not really artificial intelligence, but they're tools to help the radiologist in terms of making a better decision and then also areas where you can advance your imaging, specific imaging in ultrasound or MRI if you're really interested in going that route. So different avenues that allow you to kind of pursue what you're interested in, with the main goal of that this particular master's program will make you well versed in medical imaging and the different tool sets that you use post acquisition of these medical images.
All right, thank you, Dr. Liu. So we'll move on to the biomedical data analytics, and we actually have Dr. Michael Koo here to speak on this degree program. So if Dr. Koo, if you can unmute yourself and just tell us a little bit more about this program.
Hi, hi everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, great. So this is the most recently introduced a master's program in BME. It responds to the this growing interest in applying machine learning, and as Brent was saying, in the biomedical field. A lot of people who go out nowadays, even from our program, get employed as data analytics people, and they work on lots of data, applying all kinds of computational techniques to look at that data. So this program is geared to producing people who can come up with those kinds of the expertise to do that. So as you can see, what we try to do is this is not just a data science kind of a program, but we want to try to relate it to physiological systems, human system especially, and so show you how do you deal with signals that you record from humans or even in biology. So these signals can be in the form of just EEG signals, for example, or 1D signals, or they can be also imaging signals like what Dr. Liu was saying. But this will specialize primarily on more general applications in BME. So we try to give you a training in control systems and signals and systems, and we also expose you to more like a hands-on projects. For example, in the physiological signals and data analytics course, which I teach, generally teach, we do expose students to real-world data, signals, EEG or ECG, and so on. How do you analyze them, and how do you also apply some of these new methods in machine learning to extract features and to recognize features, categorize features, and so on. The BME 515, for example, is more focused on the data analytics, and it's more focused on deep learning kind of methods, and Dr. Liu teaches that. And then there are other kind of methods, other kind of courses you can take to also boost your machine learning expertise. For example, there's a course in data science, 552, which is quite popular among our students, where they go through all the current methods of machine learning, and other kind of things like data mining and so on. So this is really meant for people who are interested in computational biomedical engineering. So with this, you get kind of some background in BME, as well as a foot in the door of the machine learning kind of world. And you can, of course, go further from that when you go out to work in industry or somewhere else. So this is pretty much what I have.
All right, thank you, Dr. Koo. And our last degree program is the Medical Device and Diagnostic Engineering. We have Dr. Jerry Loeb here. And Dr. Loeb, are you able to unmute yourself? Just more on the
I think so. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. So the Medical Device and Diagnostic Engineering program was started 25 years ago to take advantage of the fact that Southern California is the leading concentration in the world of medical device and diagnostic engineering companies. We wanted to structure this program so that it would prepare people for jobs in industry particularly jobs leading teams of product developers in industry. We find that the biomedical engineering students, if properly trained, are in a position to integrate all the different aspects that lead to successful products, which of course requires not just specialization in the various fields of engineering, but considerations of business, project management, and particularly the regulatory, reimbursement, and quality environment, which of course is highly regulated. So we took advantage of another unique program at USC, which is the Department of Regulatory and Quality Sciences, which is actually part of the School of Pharmacy. But uniquely, it's the only such program in the world that really has a focus on medical devices and diagnostics, and many courses that are particularly geared to the very specialized environment and requirements of those technologies and those products. So if you look at the course list here, what you'll see is a mix of courses in quality systems and regulatory, courses in project management, including one from industrial systems engineering, ISC, and courses that are geared to provide practical experience with how things work. We actually have a 3-term series that is providing practical skills in things like schematic acquisitions and modeling, SolidWorks and fabrication. The sequence there that you see of BME 650 starts with integration of electronic measurement and instrumentation technologies, followed by project courses 555A and B, which are hands-on work in a newly developed space for innovation that provides equipment and expertise, engineering support for a very broad range of medical device technologies that might use anything from mechanical or electronic or chemical, essentially covering the areas of product development that are currently prominent in the local industry. Because of the project courses, it's available only for students on campus, although most of our courses include the ability to record sessions on Zoom and follow material for the occasional absence of people who might be involved in other activities such as job interviews and meeting attendance. We do have the specializations that provide for deeper expertise in those areas that I've just mentioned, those who are looking for project management as opposed to people who are looking for regulatory and quality, or people who are looking for more depth in particular technology areas. And we've just revamped this in the last year, and are looking forward to further input from our graduates who are already in the industry, who've been very generous in providing us with information about how to structure this to really provide the kind of boost to careers that I think is what most of our students are seeking when they look for a master's degree in this field. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Loeb. I also just wanted to clarify the MD degree on the slide. It says available on DEN, but that one is not available on DEN any longer starting this fall. It also said 26 units, but the minimum required units for that degree is 28, just like the rest of all our other program requirements. And I'll give it back to, actually, no, I have one more slide. So where are our alumni working? So a lot of our alumni go to the large biomedical engineering companies like Abbott, Medtronic, Edwards Life Sciences. A lot of our students get internships over the summer here and then end up getting a job offer. And you can see the rest of the companies here, as well as the job titles. But yeah, our students are very successful. A lot of them come back to talk to current students. So we're really glad that they're able to make that connection with Trojans everywhere they're at. So Yeah, that's it for me. I'll give it back to Marilyn to continue the presentation.
Thank you so much, professors and our academic advisors. So in terms of, what are the criteria for the master's programs for the biomedical engineering department? So in general, the general application criteria is that, individuals do need to have an undergraduate degree in either engineering, mathematics, or a hard science from a regionally accredited university. So during the application process, you do need to submit digital official transcripts coming from the register issued. And to be competitive, although not a requirement, it is highly recommended to have at least a undergraduate GPA of at least a 3.0 on a 4.0 scale. So transcripts, we recommend to upload them directly, into the application portal, or if you want to send them directly to USC, you can do so via e-transcripts. So the GRE is not required for admissions to 2025 cycles. So, we always encourage you to submit your application for fall 2025, which does begin in August. And applicants who are intending to apply to a future term, we do encourage you to, check on our website to clarify if the GRE is required for a future term, such as spring and fall 2026. Because as of now, the 2025 cycles, it is waived. All of the graduate programs within Viterbi, including the biomedical engineering programs that have been highlighted today, do require a resume as well as personal statements, and also 3 letters of recommendations as well. And for those of you who are international applicants, you do also need to submit your TOEFL or IELTS exam scores. To navigate and learn more about the application criteria for the specific biomedical engineering programs, we do encourage you to head over to our website and look at the specific program page and click on the application criteria for more information as well. In terms of upcoming application deadlines, so for those of you who may be interested still in wanting to know if you could submit your application for spring 2025, so it may be possible for an application extension for online Dana Viterbi students as long as you do not need a student visa sponsorship. And so the spring term does begin in January. So if you are interested in wanting to learn more, please email me at danaviterbi.usc.edu for more information about the application extension and if it is possible. But for those of you who are interested in fall 2025, which does begin in August 2025, the application deadline is next month, December 15th. And as you can see, there is an asterisk, which does indicate, again, a deadline extension may be applicable for our online Dana Viterbi students. So please email me at danaviterbi.usc.edu for more information. So, there are 2 course delivery methods when it comes to our graduate programs that students can pursue. So the first course delivery method is on campus. So that is, when students are taking their classes at USC's campus. And on-campus students do tend to be full-time students. So they tend to maybe take 3 classes per semester or 2 classes or more. And essentially, they can graduate between 1.5 to 2 years. And then we have our online delivery method, which is offered through Dana Viterbi. And so around 80 to 85% of our online students, they are working professionals. So they tend to be pursuing their degree program on a part-time basis. So they tend to take maybe 1 to 2 classes per semester. And so essentially they can graduate and complete their degree in around 2.5 to 3 years. So how does Dana Viterbi work? So Dana Viterbi is the Viterbi School of Engineering state-of-the-art proprietary web-based delivery system. So, we started doing distance education learning in 1972, and it really enables our students from all over the world to access classes in 2 ways. So our students could watch it live as it's happening by streaming in, or they could watch it on demand afterwards as a recording. Online students do also have a physical seat in every class that they are enrolled in. But, as we kind of touched upon, not all of the courses are offered, not all the programs are offered through Dana Viterbi. So it would be, primarily the MS in Biomedical Engineering. And Dana Viterbi students do view the same lectures as on-campus students. The content is fresh every semester, and you will participate in highly interactive discussions with your professors and your peers, and you will submit homework electronically. Students as well will take their exams at a proctor testing center located either near their home or their work. But if they're residing in the LA, Orange, or Ventura counties, then they will be taking their exams at USC's campus. This slide here just kind of shows you a comparison of being an online student and an on-campus student. You can see the program admission is the same. You still submit the same graduate application and required materials. The weekly course lectures delivery is where it is different. Online students will engage online with interactivity. On-campus students will be at USC's campus for their lectures. Having access to online course archives, so online students do have access to this, whereas on-campus students will only have access to this if they are enrolled in an online Dana Viterbi section. Assignments you will submit electronically, but as you can see that the course deadlines are still the same. Exams will be at a proctor location unless you are residing in the LA, Orange, or Ventura counties. Then you will be taking your exams at USC's campus. Courses per semester, as well as I kind of mentioned in the previous slide, because the majority of our online students are working professionals, they tend to take fewer classes per semester in comparison to the on-campus students. But then the degree completion requirements is the same, depending on which programs that you will pursue within Viterbi. It can range from 27 to 37 units, but for the biomedical engineering programs, it would be 28 units, and you do need to have at least a 3.0 GPA or above. So ultimately, when you do complete your program and you receive your degree, your diploma is just going to be issued by USC Viterbi. There's going to be no distinction on there that you're an online student or an on-campus student. And this is how the Dana Viterbi classroom looks like at USC's campus. So as you can see, there are physical students who are in the class, with the professors. And within every Dan classroom, we do have a real person, our colleagues who act as moderators to make sure that the lectures are captured from all different angles for our online Dana Viterbi students. Some additional information about our online delivery method. We do have another enrollment option, which is called limited status. So this is an enrollment option that allows strong qualified candidates, with a strong academic background to begin coursework by taking a class or two before they submit their application for formal admissions. It is, which I just want to note that in addition to the standard background requirements for limited status enrollment, which is having a 3.0 GPA, but astronautical engineering does require coursework in physics. So as a limited status student, you can only take a maximum of 12 units as a limited status student. And the credits that you earned as a limited status student, it can be transferred towards your degree program once you are admitted for formal admissions. But of course, that is upon departmental approval for you to, consult with your academic advisor. And it's really important to just note that, being a limited status student also doesn't guarantee you admissions to the formal program, and you do need to submit an application. So you have to submit an application as well for formal admissions. And you could get started as early as spring 2025 as a limited status student. And then we have tuition deferment programs. So for those of you who may be, working for a company and your company provides you tuition assistance, and so you can actually defer your payment of up to 90% until after the semester is over. You must meet some specific requirements and complete required processes every semester. For more information, you can head over to our website to the employer reimbursement page. And this is a current tuition fees for our graduate engineering and computer science rates. So for this academic year, the current academic year, the per unit rate, as you can see here, is 2543, and it kind of gives you a gauge as to how much a 3-unit course and a 4-unit course would cost. I do want to note that the tuition is the same whether you are an on-campus student or online student. It's just more so the some smaller mandatory fees, differ. So for online and virtual students, one of those fees would be a proctoring fee, for example. And it's also important to just caveat and note that, tuition and fees are subject to change without notice. So we always recommend for you to visit our website and look under our tuition funding masters page for the most updated tuition fee for that specific academic year. So, what are some next steps in terms of how to get started? So for those of you who are interested in taking classes on campus at USC, you can visit the USC campus virtually by heading over to that link over there. And then you can start your application for the fall 2025 formal admission. And for those of you who are interested in taking your classes as online Dana Viterbi students, you can start your application for formal admissions by heading over to our USC application portal, or if you want to start as early as spring 2025 by taking a class as a limited status student, and you do meet the requirements of having a 3.0 GPA, then you can complete your Dana Viterbi profile at the link indicated on this slide. Okay, so I'm gonna allow some people to pop in their questions right now. Okay, so I did see a question that came through saying, is there any program offered that focuses on biomechanics? So I'm not sure if which advisor, Daisy, William, or professors will be able to answer that.
Yeah, we do have BME, what is it, 504?
504 taught by Dr. Francisco Villar-Provis, yes.
Yeah, and he teaches that course as well as an undergrad course that focus more on biomechanics. So there are a few. I'm trying to think of another one. I think there's one more. There's some that are taught at that a lot of students interested in biomechanics take at the mechanical engineering AME department. So that's also an option too.
Daisy, sorry to interrupt, but the BME 528 would cover a little bit of how to handle the biomechanics data. So.
Perfect. Thank you so much for answering those.
One thing I'd like to add too, there's also research opportunities and also courses taught by the biokinesiology department. So a lot of students of ours do, have to research with going back to the affiliated faculty members, and as well they do teach certain courses to fit the students' interests as well. And those courses maybe as a proof, can be used towards their technical electives.
Perfect. Thank you so much for answering those. Hopefully, attendee, that our faculty and advisors will be able to answer your question for you. Okay, let's see if there are any additional questions that come through. Okay. So I don't see any additional questions that have come through, but if there are any other questions that come through, whether it's for admissions, you guys could email me at dana@viterbi.usc.edu. If you're interested in the on-campus delivery method, you can also email our on-campus recruitment team at viterbi.grad.admission.usc.edu. But if you have any questions, for the academic advisors, I'm sure William and Daisy will be more than happy to connect with you guys. So you could always reach out to me, and I could connect you with our academic advisors. And if you have any questions for the faculty, William just popped in his email, and I'll make sure to also include his contact information in this last slide as well. So if you guys have any questions for the department, you could always reach out to him. Okay, are there any scholarships available? Yeah, so that's a great question. So, we USC Viterbi does offer, several scholarships, and there is a extensive list of scholarships that you will be able to find, on our website. If you are interested primarily, in the online delivery method, Dana Viterbi, we do offer a merit-based scholarship for our online Dana Viterbi students. And essentially you do need to have a 3.0 GPA from your undergraduate institution and also receive, partial or no tuition assistance from your employer. And, it is, if you are awarded, you can receive between 1 to 4 units of tuition to be used within that academic year. And yeah, within my follow-up email to everyone, there will be a link where you can navigate to our scholarships for more information as well. But if you have any additional questions about scholarships, you can feel free to reach out to me and I can kind of point you in the right direction. Okay, let's see. Okay, well, I want to say again, thank you so much to our professors, Professors Liu, Loeb, and Professor Ku, as well as our academic advisors, Daisy and William, for taking your time today and, walking through and talking to us about the graduate programs within the Biomedical Engineering Department. For everyone who is watching this webinar, I do hope that you found the information informative and insightful, and don't hesitate to email us or schedule a call with me if you have any questions. I did see one more question come through, so let me go ahead and read that. Okay. Okay, so this is a question for the department. So is it also possible to work, I believe this is to work with the faculty as an international student?
That's a really great question, and it
Mhm.
depends on the interest. And our international students population do work with faculty members, either with a voluntary base or some with faculty with actually funding. They can actually provide some sort of stipend. But yes, absolutely. Regardless of your citizenship, students are welcome to inquire and to discuss with faculty member as long, the research interest aligns or there's some sort of prospects in terms of doing higher research. It also starts with the conversation with us advisor with Daisy, and or with myself, and then we'll be able to guide you and provide you the resources, who to contact, how to reach to them, and we go from there.
Perfect. Thank you so much, William, for answering that. Okay, let me see if there's any more questions.
Could I add also that when you're doing the master's program, you can also have that's a thesis option as well, right? You can work with a faculty. So that might be another way.
Thank you, Professor Ku. Okay, well, perfect. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for everyone who is joining us today live. Once again, thank you to our professors and our academic advisors. And, have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're located. Take care. Have a great start to your week. And as we say at USC, fight on.